So this is Darren, another quick 2-minute Tuesday rant, I should say. It's been a while again, I just thought I'd quickly shoot this video. One of the most stressful things I would think is a bit concerning is it seems almost as though every few weeks now, another builder company is unfortunately going bust. And I thought I'd just address this problem and concern that a lot of people are having in terms of starting with their construction project. Now, one of the things to really kind of keep in mind is that a lot of the margins that some of these volume home builders are working with, they are a lot smaller than your average boutique development projects. And what I mean by this is on a typical project home construction, whereby they're churning out, literally hundreds, if not thousands of project homes every year, their margins for each job might only be 10%, if not less in some certain instances. Whereas if you're looking at your boutique home construction builder that's only taking around about 3 to 5 projects, and perhaps they're only taking on architecturally designed projects, their margins might be a healthy 20% or more in some instances. So what does this mean? Well, what this means is that in light of recent events with COVID, as we see material prices start to go up in 10-15% on a yearly basis, a lot of these builders that actually have done the right thing in planning their projects well in advance are now seemingly being penalized, and they're paying a price, pardon the pun, I should say, but they're paying a price for being organized and booking out these projects 1 year, if not 2 years in advance. So as a result, those builders, when it do come time to build in 2022 that we're in, they're finding out that they're making a loss on many of these projects and contracts that have been signed under a fixed price contract several years ago. So what does this mean? So what I can advise to any home owner or developer, if you've got a builder that's currently working on your construction project and they're coming to you being very transparent and open with you regarding the fact that they're going to make a loss on your project, I would highly recommend that you keep an open mind and try to find and work out a middle ground that will work for both you and the builder. And what I mean by this is, if the builder, should they actually do end up having to declare bankruptcy or go into liquidation, that's not really going to be an ideal scenario for any sides of the equation, right? So if the builder goes broke, what does that mean for you? Well, that means that if your project does qualify for Home Building Compensation Fund, HBCF, also known as Homeowner Warranty previously, the maximum amount that you could actually claim out actually is capped at only $340,000. I'll say that again, it's only $340,000. So is that amount really going to be adequate for most construction projects that still need to be completed? I'm going to take a gamble and say probably not, at least in the projects that we're working on, a lot of them being knockdown rebuild residential projects, which is about the multi-million kind of scale. $340,000 is not going to be sufficient to cover the homeowner in the instance that the builder goes bust and for the next builder to come along and take on all the risks that are associated with completing that job. So I just want to leave this thought for you. A lot of builders at the moment are going through a rough time. It's an unprecedented time. We're finding it the same way as many other builders in the same boat. It's almost impossible to predict and plan out some of the projects simply because the uncertainty revolving material availability and also subcontractor availability. Added on top of that, the increase of material costs, which is still happening as we're speaking. So keep an open mind, understand that these are unprecedented times and there's a lot of uncertainty right now with scheduling and predicting how a project is going to run 2, 3, 4 months down the track. There's been an instance with one of our subbies actually on one of our jobs I'm working on. They're no longer able to finish the plumbing works halfway through the job. So that's kind of left us in an awkward spot that we've had to scramble and find another plumber to take on that job. So that's just a perfect example, right? If that happens on your job, you can imagine that delay that's going to happen. It's not a result of the builder not managing the job correctly in that instance, for example, but it will mean that there will be delays happening on your project. So keep an open mind. Do understand that this is a little bit of an unprecedented time. I keep stressing that with all of our clients and people that I speak with. But due to COVID reasons, the last thing we want is to have more and more builders going into liquidations and closing up shop. So had to do this rant. It's really important that people understand what we're dealing with as builders and the risks that we are taking on board at the moment. any projects I would recommend in terms of the contract type, I would probably advise more to lean towards cost plus. We've never done this before in the past. We've always used fixed price lump sum figures in ABIC contracts, master builder HIA contracts, but as a result of what's happening in the industry across the board, that seems to be the new norm of construction projects now. The industry will return back to normal and some kind of stability. So, quick video. I know I kind of went over the 2-minute mark, but just thought I'd shoot this video and share my thoughts with you guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinion. I know there's a lot of debates at the moment as to what's going on, why are so many builder companies going bust, but that's the reality. There's a lot of stress that builders have to go through, and I just hope you guys can understand that and get a bit of a different perspective in terms of the whole situation. So that's it for today. Thanks for sticking around for this rant, and I'll catch you guys next time.